And then we'll let there's a couple people in the room. I mean, it's not yet 7, so we're good. And then we'll let there's a couple people in the room. I mean, it's not yet 7, so we're good. Okay, so we are live on YouTube, and then we can, and we'll let there's a couple people in the room. We'll let these people in. I mean, it's not yet 7, so.
Something I'm hearing an echo.
Okay, so we are live on YouTube, and then there we go. The live was playing on the back end. So we're just letting a couple people in. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Ms. Diaz, did you get my email?
I did. I didn't have a chance to get back to you. I will send that tonight.
That's okay. Thank you. I didn't get dressed up, ladies, so I'm not gonna be on the video.
No worries. We want it to be a little festive today.
Y'all look cute. I see my cousin is on, Archibald. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes, my cousin.
Welcome.
Yeah, she's getting on now. Okay, cousin is on. All right.
That's great. So we have our instructors, Robin and Elizabeth, who will get ready to
I should be on camera.
start our there we go. We're letting people in. So what we'll do is we'll give it it's 7 now, but we'll give it a few minutes to get have people continue to sign in, and then we can start at 7:02 maybe. We'll keep it. We'll see.
Oh, she's showing them.
I always thought that the Zoom should have like a music thing that you could just set it up, play
Yes.
the music
I should get on because
while people wait.
I gotta go over there to get on. Okay, Drew, how much you texting me?
Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna ask that everyone mute themselves before we begin. Maybe we'll give one more minute. I saw someone was trying to get in. All right. I think that's good. I'll continue to let people in. I'll just sit in the background. I'm going to turn my camera off. But I leave you in the very, very amazing hands of Robin and Elizabeth. So, ladies, take it away.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to My Money Workshop, Holidays on a Budget. And it's never too late to start planning, even though we're coming down to the wire soon. We appreciate you joining us, and let's get started. So for those of you that are not familiar with My Money Workshop, we are a not-for-profit organization that enables people to make better, wiser choices with their money. And we hope that you learn from this presentation tonight and many of the other presentations that we have available for you. And at the end of the presentation, we can show you how to access some of those other videos and informational programming. So everyone's line is on mute right now. If you have a question, please, we want all your questions. Just enter them into the chat box and we'll be happy to answer all of your questions. If there's anything that comes up and you can't see anything, can't hear anything, let us know. And this is being recorded. We're live now on YouTube, but it also is being recorded, and that way you can go back to it and catch anything that you might have missed, or we hope that you can like it and share it with your friends and spread this information. So we'd love to just get a quick check from everybody to find out a little bit more about what got you interested in this webinar, what brings you here, and how you would like us to help you get the most from this presentation. So if everybody would just go ahead and click on the poll. We'll give it one more minute. Okay, so we have 4 responses. So what brought you here? Lost your job and have less money for gifts and need tips on how to save on gifts. And then the last one would be other. So anybody want to share maybe what they may be interested in the other category? You can just type it in the chat box, or if you want to unmute. We see anything?
Nothing in the chat.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll certainly, there's been a lot of challenges in people's finances as of late. So this could certainly, we want to help you. We want to help your family and your friends. And, hopefully you'll find some of these tips very helpful, not only for this year, but definitely, for next year as well.
Sorry, the slides.
Here we go. Okay, so just a quick intro of us, your instructors. My name is Robin Patak. I'm a volunteer instructor here with My Money Workshop, and I'm co-presenting with Elizabeth Brown, who is a CPA, and she's also one of our volunteer instructors as well.
It's great to be here with you guys.
So, what do we want to learn today? We want to learn fun and practical tips to save money and plan for the holidays. And hopefully these tips are things that not only you'll utilize now during the holidays, but also getting you on a good start to plan ahead for next year with your regular monthly expenses, and share this information with your family and friends as well. So as we talked about before, what are you looking to get out of this webinar? Well, obviously we're all looking to stretch our dollars and make the most of what we have. And hopefully you can find some of our online shopping tips and things that you can do for the holiday season. Hopefully this will be helpful to you and your friends. So in thinking about your holiday planning and your holiday shopping, there are probably many considerations that we have to take into account this year, being a little bit different than it probably was for you last year. It seems like 5 minutes ago, we were planning on where are we going to get toilet paper, and now all of a sudden the holidays are coming up, right? So whether or not you celebrate Christmas, whether you celebrate Hanukkah, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa or any other holiday, we all know that those come with expenses. And how do we plan for that? You have to stop and start asking yourself, how am I going to structure my holidays this year? Am I going to be celebrating with my family? Am I going to be getting together with friends? You know, it's individual to everyone's circumstances. Who is going to be getting a gift this year? Like, for example, there are many people that may have been working in offices. And I know in my previous role, I got together with my coworkers and we would exchange gifts. We would have Secret Santa and so forth. But now that everyone's well, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people are work from home, you may not be seeing those folks anymore. So maybe you can now reallocate some of those dollars that you would have spent on some of those friends and coworkers, you know, to other areas and savings and so forth. What kind of holiday food are you going to need? So when you think about spending for the holidays, it's not just simply gifts and wrapping paper and so forth. Holiday food can actually add up because you're spending money on items, holiday items that you are not normally buying during the year. And you have to really factor that in when you're planning for how much you're going to spend. Are you going to be traveling this year? A lot of people say, maybe we're going to be staying closer to home this year. We're not going to be getting on an airplane, or maybe we're going to drive, or maybe we're just going to stay home. If you choose to do that, if you choose to go visit family and friends, that's great. Just make sure that you are planning for those additional costs. Do I need, you know, a hotel stay as opposed to staying with family and friends? Are you going to be having people coming and visiting you? Maybe you need to make some type of travel arrangements for them. So these are all things that you really need to think about and plan within the scope of what you're going to be spending. Also, shipping. Now, a lot of people are not going to necessarily be able to be with, you know, the people that they like to spend time with, but they still want to get them a gift. So shipping costs can add up, and we're going to talk about that later on in the presentation. So these are just some ideas of what you need to think about whenever you're planning for your budget. Elizabeth, anything you want to add to that? Anything that I missed?
No, I think that's a good start.
Okay. One, determine what your budget is. You need to have a starting point in terms of how much money do I have available, how much we call it discretionary income after you allocate for all of your necessities, you know, your rent or your mortgage, your everyday food and utilities and so forth. Whatever money you have left over, that's what you're going to be spending for your holiday gifts and, you know, other things that you want to do during the holidays. So you need to start adding all that up and figuring out how much money is available. So when you make a budget, you know, just like we said, take the total amount available for the holiday season, and you want to compartmentalize it maybe and say, this is the amount of money that I have available to spend for extra holiday food. This is what I'm going to be spending on actual gifts for people. And then also factor in the items that come with it, like decorations and, you know, wrapping paper and cards and other things that, you know, that you want to spend. And things add up, like, you know, if you celebrate Christmas, for example, and you get all types of like stocking stuffers and so forth, those things are great to have. And it's great to, you know, to surprise your family and friends with that. But you just want to make sure that whenever you have your budget set, that you factor these things in. Otherwise, these things can add up. And again, you know, we talk about consider the shipping. A lot of times, if you're just ordering one item from a particular website, you may end up having to pay the shipping as opposed to consolidating items into one vendor that might be offering free shipping with a certain level of purchase. So, you know, we've been mentioning so far, we're talking about a budget. And well, what is a budget? A budget is basically, it's a spending plan, and it basically keeps everything in perspective so that way you don't overspend. You know where your money is going. It's very important to be intentional with your money. This is not to say you shouldn't be, there's no right or wrong when it comes to what you spend your money on. It's all personal. It's all what you feel is important, but it's important not to spend more than you actually have available. Like we talked about a couple of minutes ago in terms of get your necessities in order, and then you have the money that's left over, your discretionary income, so that way you can spend it and you won't be in trouble in terms of not being able to cover some of your other expenses. It's going to help you stay on track. You want to make sure that you have everything categorized to accommodate everything that you need to spend your money on. So make a commitment to yourself to adjust your spending. If you find that you have everything planned for the month and then you have some changes in the budget during the month, that's fine, but just make sure you make those adjustments to not go over. If you say, I have $2,000 to spend for the month, then if you end up having something go over in one category, just make sure that the total amount does not exceed $2,000. So you don't end up overspending and having to, like a lot of people do, rely on credit cards and things that will help, further any debt. So you want to make sure that you just stay on track and stay on target. So in terms of budgeting, there's many different ways to budget. Some people like it very simple. They like using maybe a notebook or a regular legal pad. But there are other people that like to see everything online, and there are a lot of great apps that are out there, and it's whatever works for you. A lot of people like Mint, mint.com, goodbudget.com. I personally I've used something called Every Dollar, which is a website that Dave Ramsey uses. That's free. Some of them, if you want to tie it to your bank, you can have that feature as well. There usually is a small fee with some of these websites to have it tie in with your bank, but there's really no wrong way of doing it as long as you're being intentional and as long as you're planning it out, whether you want to do it manually, whether you want to just do it on an Excel spreadsheet, or whether or not you want to have one of these apps. There's plenty of different ways to do it, but at least it just helps you stay on track. You see where your money is going, and it's less of an inclination to overspend. Elizabeth, anything that I
Yeah, I
missed?
just wanted to add, well, I use the spending tracker, the one that's the wallet there, it's free. For a small amount of money, you can export it into an Excel spreadsheet and do all kinds of stuff with it. But one of the things I just wanted to mention, because this came up in one of the classes when I was teaching a live class. Some people rely on their apps, their bank apps, because they give you some categorization, but those are generally much broader categories. And what I like about a budget is you get to track to a level of detail that's meaningful to you. So maybe you don't want to just get a general total from your bank app that says, restaurants. Maybe you want to track, Dunkin' Donuts, how many coffees you're getting at Dunkin' Donuts versus, a lunch out. Because when you have to, at least for me, when I have to start to tighten things, those are the first things to go, the coffees, the lunches out, things that I can easily do for myself to reduce my expenses. So I just wanted to differentiate between, when you do it yourself or you set it up on one of these trackers, you can get into a real level of detail. And we encourage that versus a general categorization that you might get from your credit card or your bank. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So some tips for tracking your expenses. Create a system. Whatever works for you, that's what you're going to be most consistent with. Don't pick something that is very complicated and you're not going to follow it, because it's all about consistency and it's all about whatever you find successful. It's probably better to incrementally start detailing out some of these expenses instead of waiting until the end of the month and then saying, oh, I have to balance my checkbook, or, oh, I have to write all these things down. Because something, it's the holiday season. You're going to be busy. You're going to forget. And then, that's where you're not going to be able to balance anything. So do it as you go. Do what works for you. As we mentioned, there are plenty of apps and online resources that are available. Whenever you're tracking everything, check everything regularly. If you're checking your bank, make sure that you're going in. Like me personally, I go in every couple of days to my online bank and just make sure that things are clearing. Like if I write a check, I want to make sure that that check has cleared already. Or if there's a merchant that I've used a debit card, I want to make sure that that's gone through. I also want to, just make sure that all the charges that I make are not charges, but debits that I'm making are all being processed correctly. And, we all have to make sure that we're protecting ourselves against any kind of fraud or unauthorized debits. So make sure you're checking everything on a regular basis, especially this time of year when there's a lot of activity with merchants and a lot of activity with banks, and everyone's going a million miles an hour to try and get everything done. So.
Yep.
So tip number 2, watch for sales that are going on. Obviously, we know we're going to have Black Friday that's going to be coming up. Every merchant is going to be advertising different promotions that they have. So just keep track of all of that. Don't get too caught up in the frenzy of I have to get it now. Make sure that it makes sense within your budget. It fits within what it is that you're looking to purchase. There are other options too. If you're short on cash and you're trying to save, if you're a crafty person, that's a great opportunity to save some money by doing some do-it-yourself and baking and so forth. So consider what you can make at home. I have older kids right now, late teens and whatever, and some of the best gifts that I ever got from them, and I'm sure any parent could probably agree with this, is the homemade gifts were always the best. Anything that anybody does for you, from the heart means more than anything you could buy on Amazon. No disrespect to Amazon, but something that is made by somebody carries a lot more meaning for most people. So don't feel that you have to just go and just buy something. There's plenty of free things that you could do. Maybe there are things around the house. If you're a crafty person, you can make a nice holiday card. There's plenty of online resources to make something that's printable for them. Arts and crafts and things like that. Hire a local artist. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to run out and get a professional artist. There are a lot of very talented teenagers and younger kids that are in art classes that you could, contact any of the parents in your neighborhood on Facebook and say, hey, would your child be willing to draw a portrait or make a homemade card or paint something? And that's something that, it's great because, you're giving a few extra dollars and the encouragement to one of the local kids in the neighborhood. And you're also making a very sentimental gift at a low cost to, for a family or a friend. Send a video. You can film something on your phone, or there's plenty of apps where you're able to do that. And it's going to be just as meaningful. If you're a baker, like I'm a baker, I mean, not a professional baker, but no one's turned away any of my cookies so far. Cookies, wrap them in a nice way, present that as a nice gift. Back when I was working in offices, we used to organize a cookie swap. And what that is basically is you bake a certain number of cookies of one kind, and then you have everybody else that's participating, they bake the same number, and then you're swapping. So that way everybody has a little bit of all different kinds. And you may be saying, well, Robin, how are we going to do this now? Because everybody's social distancing. It's fine. If you have people in your neighborhood who you are close with, or friends and family that are, in a relatively close driving distance, just agree to meet up somewhere, in a coffee shop or someplace, or stand outside and do the swap. You can still do it. You bake it in your own house and then find a meetup place and then just do the swap that way. So there's always good workarounds. Elizabeth, any ideas I missed?
No, I like them. I love the I love the idea of finding like a high school student or even a graduate school student that has some talent. Then you can like hire them at a
Yep.
reasonable cost to help you with stuff.
Yep.
I recently bought this software online. It wasn't that expensive, but it's allowed me to take pictures and put it to music. And I've been making some for people, and it's been fun. So that's been a fun little thing. I was thinking about that when you said make the video. So yeah, there's a lot of creative things we can do.
Yeah. And I mean, let's not forget that many of us can spend hours on Pinterest, right? How many times have you spent hours on Pinterest looking at stuff? And Pinterest has a lot of really great ideas. Canva is another application. It's a website where it's all free, and well, I shouldn't say it's all free. It's mostly free, where you can make really, really nice holiday cards. You can insert your own photos, and they have some really nice templates on there as well. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on cards. You could also, download these images and then email them to people. So you could do you can do your own personalized online holiday cards. Dollar stores are great places to find holiday items. I mean, they're all full now with all types of holiday items that, for Hanukkah and for Christmas and for any holidays. So there's plenty of opportunities where you can make your own items at a lower cost. But again, just, factor all this into your budget, and, just so that you don't overspend when you're trying to save money, because that can happen too, because everything is so super cute and, you want to get it all. So
That's why we always say, and this goes with everything, it's like, don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. But have a list. When you're ready to start your shopping, if you have a list and you have it by person, as detailed as you can be, and that will help you, not to wander as much or get pulled in all different directions. If you're able to at least have an idea of what you want to get each person, because, you get into the stores and they make it all so beautiful and enticing.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, you're off in the woods.
Right. Or buying things. How many times has this happened to you? This happened to me. Okay. So we're all guilty of this. You see something and it looks really cute, or it's something that you think you'd like to receive, but yet you don't have an intended person for it. You just figure someone's going to want this, and then you buy it, and then it just sort of sits there, right? And it doesn't fit in with your budget. So just, like Elizabeth said, go with a list and know who you're buying for in advance, what you want to spend, and to limit the temptation of just randomly buying things and then trying to match them up with people. So not everybody's creative. We understand that. So if you need to get certain items for people, like you need to get gift cards, or, you're running out of time and you need to get, like a physical gift or something. There are websites. I don't know if everyone's heard of Raise, but and I've used Raise. Raise is a website where you can buy or sell unused gift cards, and you can buy them at a discount, and you could also sell gift cards. Let's say, for example, you ended up getting a gift card last year, or you're going to get one this year, and it's one that you probably think you're not going to be using. You can sell them on this website. You don't get full, if it's $100 gift card, you're not going to get $100 back, but it's better to get maybe $90 cash for a $100 gift card that you know you're never going to use. So check out Raise if you're looking to buy a gift card at a little bit of a discounted price for somebody. So kind of make it a game that you're not going to pay full price for everything. Try to, get a little bit off with everything that you're buying, because if you get 20% off here, 10% off here, cumulatively, that's going to give you extra money to be able to use towards something else and maintain your budget. Also, one area that a lot of people overlook is their rewards from their credit cards or their airline miles. So if you are somebody that doesn't fly very often, but you do have airline miles, and honestly, there's a lot of people now that nobody's really flying. I shouldn't say nobody, but most people are not flying as much as they used to. You probably have airline miles from past trips that are probably just sitting there. You can redeem those in many cases for gifts, gift cards, magazine subscriptions. How cool would that be as a gift for somebody? It's easy. You can just go online and sign them up, and then that subscription will be sent to them. I know some programs even let you buy things on Amazon. So don't overlook some of the rewards that you have just sitting around.
Yeah, Mike, Capital One just in the last, I want to say in the last 2 months, is now allowing you to use your points, your I think they're called reward points. It used to be you had to use it towards travel, so I'm not traveling. And so now, and I'm a big Amazon shopper. I don't know what the subscription to Amazon costs, to be honest, because that's on my husband's credit card, but we use it a lot. And talk about getting your shipping all, it's free shipping once you pay that fee. So depending on your lifestyle and who you have to buy for or whatever, shipping costs do add up. And then you don't have to go to the UPS store or to the post office to ship your stuff. Amazon will let you ship it not just to you, but to anyone. Right. So I'm really leaning on Amazon and my points this year.
Right. Yeah. Amazon's about, I think it's like $13.85 a month. So if you're somebody that shops a lot, it's worth it. And plus, not that we're all here promoting Amazon for every last thing, but, we're just pointing this out. Amazon also gives you Amazon video as well. So if you're somebody that says, well, do I really use my Netflix a lot? Well, maybe cancel your Netflix and then pick up Amazon Prime, because you're basically getting all those movies for free and you're getting the free shipping.
And let me tell you something about Amazon Prime, the videos. Since COVID, I've gotten into amazing shape because I'm doing all these workouts on Amazon. They have, in addition to great movies, they have great workout videos, and I've been really.
That's great. See, I learned something now. I didn't know that.
So that makes that $13 or $14 a month.
Right.
With free shipping, I think well worth it.
Right.
Really well worth it.
Right. So see that now we can all cancel our gym memberships too. See
and
that?
Again, this is not about promoting Amazon, but it just so happens that there is a lot of good stuff that you can do with Amazon.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody have any questions or anything? If just throw it in the chat box, or if anybody has anything they want to add in terms.
What are you doing? If you have ideas that we haven't talked about, let's share.
Right. Exactly. And if you come up with additional suggestions after the presentation, this is going to be on YouTube. So if you want to throw it in the comments section, please do. So that way, we can share the ideas. Somebody has a question.
I have a couple of suggestions.
Great.
So there's also something you can have on your computer called Honey.
Mm-hmm.
that runs every coupon. It saves so much money.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you buy online, it'll run every coupon, and typically I do end up with discounts.
Yep, Honey is a great It's a great extension to Chrome. Absolutely.
Yeah, so honey, and then the other thing, for gifts, I have an app on my phone called Free Prints, and you can print any size, any picture from your camera roll.
Mhm.
It's awesome. It's like super cheap. And like you can get an 8x10, and then you could get a frame, and that's also a really nice gift. And it's literally my favorite app.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you also do as a gift is if you have a lot of photos, and maybe make a nice photo book for
Yeah.
some and then ship it to them.
So I want to share a story. So I have a granddaughter who's going to be 6 in January, and I'm a big Shutterfly person. And they always send coupons. And so I decided to make her, for her 5th birthday, a book about us and her. Because since she's been little, she grew up, she was living mostly in Brooklyn, but she would come up since she was an infant with her mom and spend like 5-day weekends or 4-day weekends. So we saw her a lot. And anyway, long story short is I made her this book all about her. There once was a little girl named Mia. Anyway, she is bonkers over it. And now she wants me to make her one each year.
Oh,
And she's helping me pick out she's going to participate in the pictures and all that. So pictures and picture books, and even you can take a picture, like 8 pictures, and make a little collage. Those are beautiful gifts, and they're not expensive to do. And they're so heartwarming.
right, right. Exactly. Yeah, there's so many options out. And they don't even take that much time. A lot of these Shutterfly books and things like that, you can just drop in the photos and you're done. So it's easy. So, but rally around together with your friends and see if you can make a game out of, who can save the most money. Hold a swap meet with your friends. Like, everybody's got stuff that just doesn't suit them. They got a gift from somebody, and they just haven't gotten around to donating it or selling it. And see if there are see if other people have things and trade, and maybe you can utilize some things that way. People have things in their closets, items of clothing, accessories that they've never used, and so ask your friends, see if there's anybody that has things that you may want to get together and swap out. If you have any close friends that have kids that are relatively the same age as your kids, maybe ask them and try and get a sense of where they're shopping, where the coupons are. Knowledge is power. So just like we're talking about different websites and we're going to be talking about different coupon sites and so forth. See if they have any, any suggestions on, Old Navy's going to have a sale next week, or, Gap or anything like that. So. Online shopping. So see, there it is, honey. It really is one of my favorite applications, because you're right. The minute you put something in your cart, if you have it already installed on your computer, it will automatically start trying different coupon codes, and you could end up with some considerable savings over time. Retail Me Not, if Retail Me Not will pull coupon codes from various major merchants. Like if you're looking for something, like I always find coupons from Kohl's, or if you're pick any of the major stores and that are offering discount codes, and then you'll find it on Retail Me Not. And you could either put it on your phone, or you could print it out if you want to print it as a coupon and bring it to the store. There's also rebate websites that you can use to try and get money back. I like the Crazy Coupon Lady. I should say, it's a website that has an entire list of stores. A lot of them are geared towards grocery shopping because, as we talked about earlier, the holiday food shopping is a major chunk of everyone's expense. So you want to make sure that whenever you're buying all your spices and all the other specialty holiday items, see what's on sale. See if you can find, a lot of times that website will include links to coupons from the manufacturer. So what they'll do is they'll tell you that, in ShopRite, that's the supermarket near me, ShopRite's having a sale on da 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 da. It's going to be on sale for this price. You can match it up with a coupon to save you more money. And they also have they're very big into savings for Target and all the other major stores. So just check that website out if you can. And, Groupon, if you're going to be doing some type of, gift certificate for people, a lot of times you can get Groupon discounts for that, Groupon discounts for restaurants. And so that's another great website to check out. Elizabeth, do you have any others? Am I missing anything?
Well, I have a thought I want to share that isn't really the coupon category, but it's for holiday food. So I remember I was teaching a class and this woman shared this amazing, so she only had 2 kids, but her good neighbor had 2 kids, and then she had another. They would go, because for them to buy at Sam's Club or whatever, or Costco, but they would go in together and they'd buy huge amounts of chicken legs or chicken breast, whatever, and they would split it up among them. And it was really incredible. They did this with a lot of stuff. They shopped, they took turns going, they rotated each month, and they would do a big shopping of what they all mutually wanted, but would never buy in that quantity. And then they divvied it up between the 3 of them.
Yeah. Or some people don't even have the membership. Like, I don't have a Costco membership, but, I have a family member that has a Costco membership. So, if we'll get together from time to time and we'll go shopping together, why have a membership if you're only going to go once or twice a year, but just get together with friends and just say, we're going to get the extra large package of X. And then, like you said, split it up.
Yeah.
Robin?
Yes.
There was a comment in the chat that Janelle mentioned that she was thankful for you just sharing for the Amazon Prime workouts, because she just canceled her gym membership. So that's a great tip. So
yeah, it's Elizabeth. Yep.
And it's all kinds of workouts. Like maybe you want, you got Pilates. I happen to be a big yoga person, but it's everything. You could find everything you want, and they're really good. I mean, they're really good.
And then I see that someone has their hands raised. Victoria, do you want to?
Oh, I should have unraised it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. We can keep going.
Okay. So comparison shopping. So whenever you're looking online, you want to make sure that you are doing, you're sitting in your living room or you're sitting wherever. So take the time to comparison shop from one merchant to another. If it's something very specific that you're looking for, see, like I do this a lot with items that I'm buying for my kids. If it's something like a piece of clothing that, Adidas something or other, I will look and I'll see, compare Amazon, compare with Dick's Sporting Goods, compare with any other website, just to see, where you're going to get the lowest price. Sometimes, and I think actually maybe you go to the next slide if you could, because this may talk about on the next slide. Yeah. So clear your cookies. Now, hopefully everybody knows what cookies are. Cookies are whenever you're online, the merchants have little tracking devices in there. They're called cookies basically, and it basically gives them information about what it is that you are looking at, and it will send you ads and so forth, trying to entice you to buy things that you were looking at. Now, I've had it happen to me, and I'm sure, other people as well, where you've put something in your cart and then you've come back to it, and sometimes the price will change. I know it absolutely positively happens with airline prices because they are the absolute kings of what they call dynamic pricing, meaning that that one airline seat is going to fluctuate different times of the day, different times of the week, depending on whenever you go back in to try and buy it. But merchants do that as well. So sometimes if you're looking at something a couple of times, you may see either the price go up if the merchant thinks that you're really interested in it, or sometimes if you let it sit in your cart, you may come back to it later and the price may have gone down. So which is always a good thing. But clear your cookies whenever you are shopping, so that way they're not really tracking and getting a sense of how eager you are to buy something, because you don't want to come back and find out that the price is going up. There are social media websites as well that you can use to purchase things or to sell things that you have no use for. Like Facebook Marketplace is one that we've been using a lot, and because we've been trying to clean out our garage and there were things in there that, like we sold a lawnmower, we sold, my husband's in a band, so he had some old amplifiers and things like that he sold. So you just put it on Facebook Marketplace, and you can either do local pickup or you could ship it to people. So that's also a good place to find things that people have things that they're new and they have no use for it. Somebody got a handbag as a gift and it just doesn't suit them, so they're trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Let It Go is also another website where people can buy and sell things. So use this opportunity to make a little bit of money, get things out of your house that maybe are taking up some space, or use that site as a potential to find, gifts for other people. Shipping prices. Whenever you're buying things online, you really have to, take a look, see what is the shipping cost going to be. And remember, there's going to be so much more online shopping this year than there was last year, obviously because of the pandemic, and stores are limiting the number of people that are in the stores at any given time. So more and more people are, clearly going to be doing online shopping. So make sure that you're shipping everything ahead of time so that you're not forced to have to pay for expedited shipping, which can really add up. And then also take a look to see what merchants, like we talked about before, Amazon or any of the other merchants that are offering the free shipping, consolidate your purchases into fewer merchants to get the total number of your purchase up and to get the free shipping. And there's also one day coming up. It's called Free Shipping Day, December 14th. There's a lot of merchants that are going to be offering free shipping on that day. Now, I'm not saying wait until that day to have it shipped, because it's December 14th. And for some people that, depending on what holiday you celebrate and what holiday where it needs to go, might be cutting a little close, but it's just something to consider. Also, Black Friday is coming up, but as exciting as Black Friday is, Cyber Monday might even be more exciting, because that's whenever all the online deals come on. But something, I'm pretty confident this year that there's going to be many, many online deals out there. So you just have to shop around. Elizabeth, anything you want to add to that?
Tell us how you clear your cookies. I do not know how to do that.
Oh gosh.
Do we know how to do that?
be honest with you, it's a setting in your browser. You'd have to go into the settings on your computer. Every computer is different.
Actually, you could probably Google how to clear my cookies and then
Yeah,
yeah.
on a PC, well, on Safari and Google Chrome, you can go to the options. There's on the top right hand corner. Typically, there's either three lines on top of
Okay,
each
yeah.
other, or a very small tab at the top, and you will then be able to go either to your settings or your privacy settings. Typically, that's where your privacy is, and you can then delete your cookies. You can actually set it up so that your browser deletes your cookies on an ongoing basis.
Okay, thank you.
The other thing you can do, which my daughter taught me, especially with airline tickets, is open an incognito. You can go incognito in your computer, and that way they can't track you.
Right. Yeah, it's really important with the airlines because
Yeah.
they will absolutely,
Yeah.
oh, she's looking at Dallas. She wants to go to
Yeah.
Dallas. And next thing you know, Dallas costs you 20% more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is a browser that they don't track you. And I've noticed that ever since I started using DuckDuckGo for all my searches, I don't get nearly as many ads.
Great.
I still get ads, but I don't get ads specifically of what I'm looking at.
So it came from the browser when you're not on DuckDuckGo.
Right. Yeah. If you're on regular Google or whatever website, whatever browser you're using, they're going to track you. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she was looking at coffee tables. So now all of a sudden I'm getting all types of ads, oh, Raymore and Flanagan, coffee table sale. What a coincidence.
Right.
So,
Ladies, we have a
Anybody?
10-minute check.
okay. Okay, so it's a little ironic that we're talking about starting early, but you know what? Like I said, better late than never. So we're planning for next year. Okay, so use some of these tips now for the rest of the year, but get yourself set up in good shape for next year. So at the end of your shopping season and your giving season this year, start making plans in your budget. We're going back to the budgeting now. December 2021 is definitely gonna come around again. So be prepared. Make sure that you are allocating funds, throughout the year to be prepared for 2021. If you have any extra money, like you're gonna make your budget now for this season. If you have any extra money left over, allocate it for for next year. You can buy items on clearance and so forth. We have our 52-week savings challenge. And so what you want to do is start in January, start saving $1. Then you start saving $2. Then you start saving $3. And then eventually, by the end of the year, if you keep doing that, do the math, you're going to have $1,378 in a savings fund for yourself. And it doesn't have to be $1. If you can save more, that's even better. If you could save $5 a week and then $10 a week, every little bit helps.
And really, a lot of, having an account that you're putting money into for holidays and birthdays just takes so much pressure off if you can do it.
Exactly. So any questions?
Or comments?
There was one other gift. I always get my son to make me a playlist. It's free.
What a great
That's
idea.
It's a beautiful gift.
Yes.
So playlists for people cost nothing.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to actually say also just an act of kindness, right? Like it's such a tough time for everyone, and make a list of like 10 things you're going to do kind things you're going to do for your friends and your family, whether it's like going, socially distancing as much as possible, but going to someone's house and washing their dishes or something. I would love my family all day if they came to wash my dishes.
Yeah.
Um,
Take them a meal, walk their dog, shovel their sidewalk,
yeah,
babysit, whatever you can do.
definitely. So we are at the end of our hour. Our instructors are here to answer any other questions or suggestions. But we'd love for you to comment in the chat what you will take away from today. You can share that, or feel free to unmute yourselves. We're happy to hear, or tell us if this was helpful. We always want to know. We're always trying to see how we can make better programming for all of our participants. So do let us know.
And if there was something you would have liked to have heard that you didn't hear, we'd want to know that.
I really thought it was great. I think that you gave out really useful, great information. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your
Thank you.
shares.
Thank you. Loved it.
Great. Well, we'd love for you to continue to take a look at the other material that we have. Follow us on social media.
I did.
There's other events and pre-recorded videos that are available as well.
Where's that available on? Where's the pre-recorded available?
If you go to the participant resources page on our website, mymoneyworkshop.org/participant-resources, everything will be listed on there.
Super.
Great.
Thank you.
So there's one comment in the chat. Okay, thanks, Michelle. So Michelle says that Janelle Rollins is from Community and College Fellowship. Thank you so much for coming, for joining us, and your cousins as well. Yeah, Michelle is one of our participants from our previous programs and has been sharing it all with all her family. So we're happy to welcome you all.
Thank you.
All right, well, like I said, well, I guess, Robin, do you want to take it from here?
I just want to say thank you to everybody and happy holidays. Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, we got our fun hats.
Yep. That's it. Covers up the fact that I haven't gotten my roots dyed in a while. So, anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.